We have 10 o'clock, so at this time, we'll call the November 2nd, 2015 meeting of the Limestone County Commission to order. Pamela, are there any public comments?
Only Kelly.
Kelly,
All right.
you're the man of the hour. Courthouse update.
Morning. Good
Morning.
We're about to complete all the structural repairs that we started several months ago. We are down to just the elevator door openings, a few wall repairs where we had to take out some electrical panels, and we have to repair the brick back to original structural supports, and most of the door openings are completed. We've got one set of door openings left to get the structural repairs done too, and that's where we made the changes to the entrance to the women's bathrooms on second and third floor. We started back on our metal stud work. We've got second and third floor just about completed as far as walls built. They're working on first floor now on rebuild. We've started installing some drywall at locations where the inspectors will allow us. We had an inspection on Thursday with the city. Went very well. He's released us to start drywall in several locations. Our duct work is, the rough end on our duct work's probably 99% complete. Rough end on the plumbing is being tested today.
And the electrical's about 90, it's roughed in, basically,
Well,
except for the bottom floor.
Except for the bottom floor, and they're working on the second floor and some miscellaneous work on third floor that should be close to being completed by the end of this week. That will release us with the rest of the walls to start drywall. We started insulating pipe throughout the building, insulating ductwork in the attic. Like I said, the plumbing is being tested today. The hot and chill water piping is, they're finishing that up this week as far as making final connections and getting it ready to be tested also. So we're going to try to isolate areas of the building with that so we can release for drywall installation in different areas of the building at the same time. We've started the roof work repairs with the rafter tails that have rotted over the years. They've about got that completed. Should complete that in the next couple of days. We will, as soon as the weather breaks and we get some good outside weather, we'll start repairing the gutter system up there. We've picked all the colors for the shingles. We've had our pre-construction conference for that, so that should start pretty soon.
And we did consult the Historical Society on, they picked the colors.
Yes.
Well, I was in there last week, sheetrock. I know you're not gonna know. How many sheets of sheetrock is that? Golly bum, you can hardly walk in there for all the sheetrock.
It was around 400 pieces right now, and that's just the initial delivery.
That's what I'm saying. It'll be a couple thousand probably.
Nah, it probably
not.
probably not that many. A lot of, it all depends on how we finish out the walls. We have a lot of where we've had to take out the brick. It had plaster, so we've got several walls that have different finishes on them now. So we're reviewing that to see if we want to laminate that and get it all one good surface instead of trying to patch it up. Right. So the architects are reviewing that now.
Kelly, do you anticipate any future maintenance issues with that chimney?
Not with the chimney. We're going to be making the repairs to the upper part where some of the stonework has cracked and is subject to collapsing. But we'll be making those repairs during this roof fix, and hopefully that'll solve that problem. But I don't see any future as far as inside the building or anything.
Thank you, Kelly. Any
Okay.
questions?
Thank y'all.
Robert, anything you'd like to add? All right. If there's no more further comment, this time we'll call roll. Pamela?
Commissioner Hill,
Here.
Commissioner Turner,
Here.
Commissioner Black,
Here.
Commissioner Harrison.
Here.
All are present. Commissioner Black?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, moving on in the agenda. Our first item is to ask for a motion to approve the minutes from October 19th and 28th. Do I hear such motion?
So move.
I have a motion by Mr. Hill. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Black. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Here.
Motion carries unanimously. This time I'll ask for a motion to approve claims in the amount of $2,548,052.68. Do I hear such motion?
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
I second.
I have a second by Mr. Harrison. Any discussion? There's no discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item under resolutions and orders. I'll ask for a motion for a resolution to change November 11th, 2015 work session to Thursday, November 12th, 2015 due to observance of Veterans Day. Do I hear such motion?
Make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Harrison. Do I hear a second?
Second.
A second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item, ask for a motion for a resolution on behalf of the Limestone County Bar Association to place a statue of Judge James Horton to commemorate his historic stand and decision in the Scottsboro case. Do I hear such motion?
I'll make a motion.
I have a motion by Mr. Harrison. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Black. Any discussion?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a few comments. I read Judge Horton's well-written decision this weekend, and it was very clear from the evidence presented by the defense and the lack of corroborating testimony of Victoria Price's claims that not only Haywood Patterson but all men were innocent, and what should have resulted in a clear-cut acquittal resulted in guilty verdicts and death sentences due to the racial hatred and bigotry. Were it not for the courageous and principled actions of Judge Horton in setting aside the verdict and ordering a new trial, surely all would have been executed or sentenced to life in prison. As it were, they served sentences varying from 6 to 19 years in some of Alabama's worst institutions. Their lives were severely altered. Only in 2013 were the last of the Scottsboro boys posthumously pardoned. I honor Judge Horton for he stood on principle and against injustice. It cost him the judgeship and could very well have cost him his life. We need to hold up to ourselves and to our children examples like Judge Horton. For if we don't produce more men and women like him, we risk being ruled by the tyranny of the majority. I commend the Bar Association for honoring Judge Horton by erecting a statue of him on the courthouse square and wish to aid in that effort by passing this resolution.
Thank you, sir. Any more? No other discussions or statement. We have a motion and a second. At this time, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Turner.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. We'll move over to contracts, agreements, and grants. I'll ask for a motion to contract with Alabama Department of Corrections for a community corrections program to be reimbursed funds for qualified offenders $10 per day for fiscal year 2016, not to exceed $120,150. Do I hear such motion?
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Hill. Any discussion? No discussion. I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. There are no budget revisions at this time to come before the commission. No emergency purchases, nor board appointments. At this time, we'll move to award bids, and we'll do this separately, Pamela? Or
Either way, you
group.
can take them together.
Okay,
separate
well, if we'll just go ahead, if y'all satisfactory, we'll ask for a motion to approve this award the bids as presented to the commission. Proposal number 2553 for sanitary supplies from American Paper and Twine for overall of $938.70, and for dispatch and jail uniforms with NAFCO for $204.75.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion from Mr. Black. Do I hear a second?
Second.
A second by Mr. Turner. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Moving on to personnel actions. I ask for a motion to approve family medical leave for Emily Sandlin beginning October 14th, 2015 until January 6th, 2016. Do I hear such motion?
So moved.
A motion by Mr. Hill. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Black. Under discussion, I'd like to congratulate Emily and her husband for having a healthy, fine baby boy. So, look forward to having her back. If there's no more discussion, we'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Our next item, I'll ask for a motion to present the merit increases as presented to the commissioner. They're in your book and they're available for anyone here in the printouts. Do I hear such motion?
So moved.
A motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Harrison, I think I got. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Black.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Moss, do we have anything under the engineer's report?
Don't have anything for you today, Chief.
Thank you. Moving on to other business, remove the following from the inventory. It will ask for a motion to remove this SolarWinds software from the Information and Technology Department. Do I hear such motion?
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Turner. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Black. I thought for a minute they was going to keep that. Any discussion? If there's no discussion, I'll call for the vote.
Commissioner Turner,
Aye.
Commissioner Black,
Aye.
Commissioner Hill,
Aye.
Commissioner Harrison.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. There are no scheduled public hearings before the commission. At this time, we'll move to a report of our officers. Commissioner Hill?
Yes, I just want to ask the folks in Limestone County to be patient with us on the courthouse. I've received a lot of calls and comments if I stop anywhere, but we are hanging sheetrock, and that's a good sign, and I just want to thank everybody for what they're doing at the courthouse. But I just ask everybody to be patient with us. It will be finished. Also, we're going to start a safe room at Woolly Springs. It's going to hold about 200 folks, and as soon as the weather permitting, we'll start it.
Great. Mr. Turner?
Well, I don't know if I need to get a motion for this, and I talked to Brian about speed limit change on Holland. Will that be the next meeting? Okay, well. Outside of that, I don't have a whole lot going on. Just, we're still trying to maintain the drainage ditches. We got we got the whole district bush hogged, and got those all put away for the winter, and we'll be preparing in case we have snow and ice this winter.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Black?
Update on roads, as far as Huntsville Browns Ferry for my A-trip, no update. I know they met last week. Ezo Road, no update. West side of Huntsville Browns Ferry, no update. I'd really like to, maybe sit down with Mr. Moss and maybe, our contractor Keenum to see when we can get put into the mix somewhere to get these jobs done. I know they have a lot of stuff to do, but we do too, and we need to be put somewhere up toward the front.
We had a pre-construction on Huntsville Browns Ferry 31.
Mm-hmm.
There's a process that they have to go through, a procurement process. Contractors allowed up to 180 days to do that. So they're holding up, of course, starting their work there, so as not to create a potential safety hazard there until they get that equipment approved from the DOT.
Well, I know, but it's frustrating when the money's not in the account anymore because you've already allocated it and nothing's getting done, and people ask questions and you just go, hey, we're just waiting on the contractor. Hey, we're just waiting on the contractor. Well, it kind of makes all of us look like we're just standing around not doing anything but waiting on the contractor, and that's really not the way it is. So, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Harrison?
We ground up Friday the hill portion of Christopher Road and put some crusher on top. And I was talking to Assistant Engineer Mark Massey about technique that they're doing is cement stabilization, and I want to investigate and conduct a trial with that, get a tanker of cement and possibly use that for that, not only hill portion but the others that have been mashed out. I think it may be a low-cost solution to stabilizing some of these severe hills. And if we can do that and it doesn't upset the bid laws or anything, because that's not something we have on it, and he's going to check with Franklin County and see if we can get that, a tanker of that, and try it. I think it's something we should look at.
Is it cement just like,
Yeah, what you do is and it's labor, it saves on labor too, and in Franklin County, they didn't have a whole lot of labor, and so they were looking for lower cost ways of doing that. What they do is you buy a tanker of cement, and I think a tanker of cement will do that whole circle and all that, the problem hill areas. You lay it down about 6 inches of powder cement, and then you take the asphalt zipper and you grind it up, and he says when it's set up, they could not grade it. You know, they went back to grade it and shape it, and you do that, of course, while it's wet, and it'd be a good time to do it right now. But I'd like to do it as a trial. You can't do you can't do all roads like that, and it costs more for that particular section. But for those problem areas, long-term solution, it's lower cost.
I actually saw some video of that zipper running, and as it was running, guys throwing bagged Quickcrete down
Right.
and
Well,
grinding the
that's
Quickcrete up in the mix.
That's kind of what this is, except it's you can get a better price on doing a bulk tanker.
Right.
Is that the same process they used at Woody Springs Road
That's
4 or
it.
5 years ago?
That's it.
It did get just like concrete.
It did.
And they paid it. I reckon it's held up well, hasn't it?
It has. No thicker than they put the asphalt, it's held up real well. I was surprised.
What had been done in the past on the hill section of my chip sealed roads is they just put down asphalt, and it will allow it, I mean, you don't have to go back every month and address it, but it's not a long-term solution because they have a lot of base failures on those hills. There's not a lot of base underneath it. So what this does, that's a moist area anyway. It doesn't get a lot of sunshine, and what that cement does, it sucks up the moisture and hardens up and then makes that clay. You can actually grind in the clay.
It looks like concrete, because that's where I live. They did it out there. I was skeptical, but it did well. Thank you, sir. Thank all y'all for coming. Everybody have a great week. Be safe out there. It's raining. Surely good in the sun to come out again one day. Tony, glad to have you here today. Tony McCormick with Chamber of Commerce, and then what is you're the board chairman now? What is your on the Economic Development Board? The chairman, that's right, yeah. So thanks for coming today, Tony, and good job and everything. At this time, we will recess until 10 a.m. on Thursday, November 12th, 2015, at the Washington Street Courthouse Annex. Thank y'all.